And as we said, they're definitely cautious about having hope for SMB. I like this aggression early, though. That really sets the tempo from Izzy all the way in their spawn a few seconds in. And now moving back to duel around mid a little bit more. Bathroom is under pressure. Nades are going out on mid to slow the push. And Bone Cole's just headshotted someone with a molly. Cider X. He should have probably taken damage for that, to be honest. That came at him fast.
Oh, I felt like I was watching some sort of 3D movie and something just come out of the screen. Like, that was more of a jump scare than anything else, but it's still a huge early advantage for Supermassive Blaze. They managed to get themselves in a spot where they've taken a ridiculous amount of map control on Brave. He's hearing every single footstep, just looking to lurk in from behind, but Killers has caught him. If they manage to trade this back, it could be a problem, and more importantly, Brave stays alive, and now Glow is just not expected within the site. He mops up the remainder, leaving just Killer.
On a home ground like this, winning a pistol round for SMB is fantastic. Just to get any of those rounds, take them where they can get them, right?
Well, for now at least. You see pressure put onto Cider X. As I said, like, I think he had some fantastic calls in the last map, but individually definitely struggled. So if he was able to get off to a stronger start in this one, it would be a pretty good sign. Of course, the investment into this round for Ascend means that this round is more so about doing damage rather than having much of a chance to win. And with Izzy already starting things off with a bang, chances of getting much more seem fairly slim.
Yeah, 2 players have been spotted inside a bathroom as well, so SMB are going to be understandably cautious of that. You see Cider X immediately start to create some distance. The nade was burned up as well, and might seem like a small thing, but when Zeke's coming in with a classic, that nade is where he's going to get a lot of his damage output in some of these rounds. Think back to the bind game, if you were here a couple hours earlier on, we saw in an eco round the one kill inside of Hookah be that nade that was thrown down, albeit because someone jumped into it, but that's not really, that's neither here nor there. Did a lot of damage. Some of the other players have got, you know, sheriffs, but they're about to waterfall out of Hookah. I don't have a lot of faith in this one.
Oh, this position as well. It's just so disgusting. Like, just sat within the poison orb. Not much time to do anything with it. Starzo at least will be able to get one, actually.
And they have an idea of how to do that. I see 2 players tucked up close. Izzy is just going to repeat the strategy, and Killaz is out of there, man. He is gone. Popped his wall up and just got to the other side of the map quick as he can.
Well, this is a pacey looking take coming out of Ascend. So much space already garnered, and well, the fight back from Glove. Oh, nice shot at least, but he can't quite connect the no-scope. It would have been incredibly impressive if he could, and by the looks of it, Starzo's actually going to go pushing all the way down. Killer's waiting on that flank. It's the sweetest timing he could have done, and while for Izzy, not a lot of hope.
Just faked out our observers there. Fake plant from Bone Cold. Gave it over to Starzo, so he has Seekers for next round. See if Izzy can get anything done. As we said, you know, damage is the name of the game. He wouldn't be out of his mind to sit here and wait until the spike's about to explode, try to catch them coming down long. Doubtful to go through Hookah. Just too close quarters, you don't want to jump into it. Long as just easier and closer. And you always have the escape of the TP. I feel like Izzy's going to end up just diving into the spike, but there's a chance he might even catch Killaz. And in fact, these players, they're not taking TP. They're going on long. There's one. Oh, AZ.
Okay.
The nade is going right on target. These players push back towards the site. I think they're still going to be...
Whereas you can basically lock down lamps.
Blinded.
That's where as well, you know, we discussed it earlier on Bind, how important these ult orbs are for strong ult economy teams. And on Bind, pretty much every team is a strong ult economy one with the kind of comps you're running. Zeke's still going to make it through with the blast packs. Not quite as quickly as he'd hoped, and he'll be caught, actually. Izzy with an off angle. And now they're going to fight over towards the bathroom where Starzo was spotted stuck in the corner, and oh, that's a nasty peek.
They know that there's 2 locked in there, and with the wall behind, it's going to take some time for the remainder of the players to actually get through. They have information of at least 3 of these 4 players are not coming in from the spawn side, so it's very possible that ACEND tried to get aggressive around the other side, and that's exactly what they do. They clear towards the spawn and have an afterplant from a different position. Killers is in a bit of trouble, but luckily he's got CNED to support him. Another double coming in, and what is
a Spectre up on Zeke or something like that feels like almost an overinvestment for what they're up against. Because it's a big risk. If they lose this round now, they've got very little to work with.
Well, with Zeke being the one to lead the charge, it seems like maybe they're using this as an attempt to try and farm up some extra ultimate orbs for him, give them an easier opener going into the next. They've already got the res, the Viper's Pit available. Okay, you could try it against most, but you can't try it against CNED. They will still trade it out, and there's actually a rifle down, but the rest of the site has been completely lost, and Killers is still lurking.
Yep, well handled. I mean, look, the risk is if you get upset in this round, you lose your money. Your economy might kind of run away from you. A couple players are on lower buy. But I realized then, but they had like Viper's Pit and everything to play.
Always going to be worried for the orbital strike. Like, there's not many maps where it's like, I would say incredibly impactful, but this is definitely one of them for the potential positions to clear. And well, actually, they're going to force Izzy completely into the open, not in the most normal spot for it to be placed. He's going to get killed off by the nade. Not anything he can really do there. And while they got the opener they desired, Zisto, though, he wants to re-aggress. Okay, then. Zeke has just been finished off. Didn't even know that was up for a battle. He will be brought back from the fray, however.
Yeah, as we said, lots of ultis for Ascend, and there's one of them used. Obviously, well, two, I suppose, Orbital Strike as well at the start. Those two ultis give them one player to the good. Lost shields on Zeke, lost shields on CNED, and now the showstopper activated, but oh my god, Brave has just ruined the hopes of this round. They committed so much on the side of us.
3-3. As you said, that was the majority of ultimates used, and wow, straight off the bat, Viper's Pit locking down mid.
Scout destroyed.
And again, we're seeing this more and more. The staggered pit. Viper behind, Sova up close, or someone else up close. Doesn't have to be Sova. Up close on this side, though, you've got a lot of Ascend players dashing on out and finding actually mixed results. Brave is shutting this down from long. Everything was looking good until this man got involved. And, well, the IGL is Cider X having a bit of a better time. Going in through the TP, securing another angle. Bone Cold is hurt on long. He's going to have a very tough time closing this one out. TP time?
Get to the TP. There's a chance that he could just go and try and get the afterplant back on the other side of the map, but you can already see Brave was starting to move in that direction already. This had definitely gone into the minds of the opposition, and with how Brave has been playing so far, I wouldn't even blame him for taking a bit of a risk here. Not really a necessity. Trying to bait him out with the peek, but he's actually missed the timing completely. So Brave is going to sneak round, flash into his face, and okay, Vocod still gets the kill, but it doesn't matter. His teammates were ready.
A little bit ridiculous that he ends up with that.
A chance for a really solid defensive side coming out of the Turkish squad. Still, though, they have to be careful. We mentioned it in the last map that Ascend do seem to be very good at winning the rounds exactly as they need it, and for Glove, that's not the greatest initial fight.
Not exactly. But, you know, at least he ain't dead. There's always an upside to it. SMB can reset into a late play on Long Star, so he actually did catch Glove going to that side, and he almost gets him on the way to B. The shot's not landing, but at least there's still presence being given away. And for Ascend, you know, they've convinced SMB to stick on B at this point. You know, there's a lot of pressure coming through, and if noise is made inside of Hookah as well, they might even see a rotate come through from the A side. But they're backing off already. Still, it is lighter on this side for sure.
So playing around a tiny gap, and actually the Viper's Pit might just pull a rotation or two. It will, and just as they go to move, Zeke is ready and waiting. If anything, though, that kind of holds a couple of players back. It gives them an opening to try and find something, but Bone Cold's going to be the one to win it with a pistol.
What?
Leaving Glove as the solo defender, and after being tagged up twice, there was nothing he could really do. The remaining members of SMB would just fall back to save, and that's kind of what I mentioned. Like, the second Ascend need a round, well, that was perfect.
Very much so. No, the fake worked out. They've even left a late lurk of Killaz towards the A site, so saving these weapons isn't necessarily guaranteed for Supermassive Blaze. Nope. No drone to play with. Finance is going elsewhere. Could have probably went towards a even light shields at this stage, you know, with a Hunter's Fury to play with. It's still a curious decision by SideRx. Maybe he doesn't think he's going to need it. And I mean, they've got plenty of ults to play with aside from the Hunter's Fury, so I don't think there's any... I don't think there's many reasons he should be forced into it. Zeke is stepping back. Zisto had the right idea for a second, but decided to pull away from the angle. Still, probably wise. Not just go charging through Hookah with a minute left.
It's much more of a slower style out from ACEND. Trying to feel out the map a little bit, look for spaces within the defense, and at least for now, it looks like Long is where they're going to challenge for. Seekers is going to give the information over, but it might be too little too late. The slow in combination with the paint show is going to leave a fairly low HP player on the side. Brave is dead. He had to just try and find something there, peeking out into the open, and Izzy has gone down on the rotation. In fact, A-Site has actually fallen into the hands of just Starzo. Trade back for Zisto, though, does make things interesting, and Glove just comes straight through the TP and takes down 2. This round is workable now.
That Hunter's Fury comes through, and it almost finds Bone Cold, but Glove goes down on the way through Hookah. It's SideRx who has to clutch it out. Charging onto the site. I don't know what.
Seen Ed. Just didn't fancy it. Didn't really fancy giving them a chance.
We're gonna have a deep flash coming down mid. SideRx has also seen some players come and be long. He's seen a lot of players, in fact.
It's a stack.
Yeah, and around like this, when you don't have a lot to play with, it makes sense for SMB to pool their resources, right? And I think ACEND might start to... Well, okay, 3 people have shot at once. There's no way ACEND think this is a light play.
Poor Zeke. Just been throwing everything at him. And that will actually steal them another rifle. 3 guns now off for the side of Supermassive Blaze. And Zisto's only responsibility is to delay. Doesn't really need to fight into this one. It is going to be an afterplant scenario, and that's one of the main issues. Like, you've managed to get a gun, you've managed to make this look workable, but getting out of this afterplant is one of the toughest things any team will have to face off against because of this utility combination that is there. You still have those Molotovs, you have those snake bites, and there's still flashes available as well, and slows.
And there's a tag for CNED. He'll get out, even without his dash. Playing on the Sage here. He'll avoid being spammed as well. The reveal going through. CNED stepping into the corner. They know exactly where he is. So many players peeking him. I don't know how he stays alive for that long. And in the process, Bone Cold takes down the whole enemy team. 4 quick kills. And the round is saved with... Not many things are, Tom. Many things are. And I mean, even when you say Brim's post-plant, you know, his post-plant ulti, sure, but for clearing out lamps, for clear, like, it is so hard to play against this this team, first of all, this composition when they're cycling utility correctly, because every round, even if you're on a full buy, they're probably coming in with something better than you. And the way SMB have been using their ults so far, I mean, it's left them in a spot where for the end of this half, I don't know that they're going to even get any of them online. Maybe a Cosmic Divide, but what impact is that going to have? ACEND seems favored for an 8-4 at least. This is tough for Zeke. He makes it out of the corner at least.
Killers has taken space, but they're going to pressure him and clear him out. Solid start to the round because he's always an irritation on that lurk. Someone that's difficult to take down, and I was just trying to re-aggress for a little bit of control. Now the rotation has come through from Cider back towards that B site. Potentially leaves an opening, but they are definitely trying to scout out the area, maybe isolate that player. And while they're going to use the orbital strike in combination with the res to make sure there's no way they're going to trade it out.
Oh, Starzo with a nasty angle. One of the only spots Izzy still could have been in was the other side of default, so they wait for it. That wall going down is going to cost a lot of extra time and guarantee that the plant cannot be interrupted. They've got flank control. Take a look down at utility now. If we check in, Brimstone has a molly to play with, double snake bites for Killaz. He hasn't even put down his orb yet because he's not planning to play a post plant. In fact, he's getting aggressive inside of Hookah. This is ACEND saying, we're not letting you push to the site and try to defuse this. You're not even getting out of your spawn.
Attacking side is definitely a huge part of that. They've shown the presence in the after plant, but they've also shown just how aggressive and explosive they can be. And Starzo alone did that in the last round. Checking for aggression. Zeke is just going to force back all of these players. I doubt he'll find anything. But then see that.
Oh, he got him.
And actually, Zeke got Zisto?
He got him inside lamps, or inside lamps, indeed. Yeah, he peeked out. He jumped out wide, took the shot. Another kill for Zeke as he secures that. And you got post-plant Bone Cold with Molly. Not much else to play with there. Says, honestly, post-plant play is unlikely. They'll look to actually fight on the site, and that Cosmic Divide further secures it. Look at the flank from Starzo, though. He is coming right up behind them. They have no idea that he can be here at this point. Eventually, they'll think about their flank, but not in time. Oh, this is so perfect. Zeke going down. They further concentrate in towards lamps. Look at the molly. They're looking at everything except for Starzo. And as that Cosmic Divide fades, Starzo...
Like, there was definitely opportunities on the last. If this goes back in Supermassive Blaze favor, they are the real deal. And I think they've already proven that they are a team to compete within this group. It's just, on this map versus ACEND, everyone in the world will struggle.
Absolutely. And after that first half going the way it did, buy rounds also tell you a lot. And there's been very few for SMB. As we said, they won the pistol on the follow-up anti-eco. This pistol not going to start out too well either. If they almost got dropped by Gilles, who's actually taken down in the open. SMB with a good start, but it's quickly pulled back into an even 4v4.
They've got the drone to take them at least a little bit of space. Heal's been put in onto Zeke as well, so he'll be back to basically where he started moments ago, obviously having a sheriff, so there was no armor, and annoyingly, you can see Glover's clearly played against Cedar before, because he's like, he could be on the wall. I will make sure that he's not before I do anything.
Yeah, you see someone like Gabi there, like we had in the earlier game. Sure, he can do a lot of damage. But CNET there? Good luck when he gets a judge out or something like that. Oh, nasty stuff! Sarzo hits every single headshot! All right, so Dream, listen. I was talking to Dream on a podcast. We were chatting, and this guy said,
I think it's tough to find anybody in the world that's better than him, and that was just pure filth. A round that was competitive. He's now gone for the orb just because he's very, very close to getting those Seekers online. We're only in round 2, and remember, the opposition have nothing. Like, in this case, literally nothing. They've maybe bought a piece of utility or two, but the likelihood is that's being saved for the next round.
Another tough pill to swallow for the SMB team. Brave even got tagged on the way across that smoke. Say Bone Cold, if he had a little bit more ammo, things could have gotten very dangerous. A minute on the clock and no choice really for the attackers. I mean, they can go back towards A, but they've just given up so much control. Why is the spike running the other way? Okay, he's coming back. Oh no, he's leaving the spike. They're going to play this slow.
Go fetch.
Yeah, come get it. I mean, they want this push to happen. They want the crossfire to execute on. Again, you run into the site like this, if they just blitz in, they're dead. They're going to lose the round. So they have to try to wait for an opening. If SMB don't give them that opening, then we're in trouble.
Wall down as well. Okay. Starzo actually dies. We know that he was trying to farm up his ult, but that's at least an opening. The other players still trying to make their way out. They've actually used the wall in order to try and get themselves some sort of plant, but haven't necessarily got that same level of space, and slowly just being ripped apart. Brave has actually managed to find another one. This is a pretty decent round. Now for Cider, he's either got to...
I keep circling back to this point you're making, Tom. It's ACEND. It's behind. Nobody finds it easy up against this team, and this is one of the worst starts that you could realistically ask for or hope for or imagine if you're SMB. I doubt you'd be asking for this poor of a start if you were SMB. That would be very strange. Only Brazilian teams want that.
Oh, he's in such a good spot. How does he get away with that? 2 kills found, even manages to escape it, and well, there were some vulnerabilities in this round, the weaponry being one of them, but he's already managed to get that, and he's getting closer to trying to get the res. Cedar ACEND, they're just taking over this round. Finally, Brave will put him down, but it seems to be too little, too late. Killers, they don't even know. They don't know that he's still here.
Toxins going up.
They have managed to evade him. So he hasn't got the info just yet, but that smoke's faded. That kill's easy. And now he can get back through the wall as well. Get out of there. He's not even stuck in a corner. Really nice utility that was played in the early round and working out perfectly for him here. That spike, he might be able to jump up and pick it, but you know, jumping would even be difficult because there's players everywhere. And as soon as he moves. So it's not over if they lose to Sand and Fnatic, who look frankly fantastic. Is he? He's already up here. He's rushing them down. They flashed just in case he'd already made it close, but they didn't detect him. Now they've seen him though. Nade through, not going to land. They've easily escaped. And so early aggression avoided, but they avoided giving the early aggression any sort of results over on the Ascent side so far. That's a little risky, but well, that's the spike drop and they're going right through. Not sure I like this against pistols, but I guess it really underlines how confident Ascend are feeling.
Yeah, no, this is.
Then even putting my hope in the fact that, yeah, you know what, maybe, you know, over time, Ascend have kind of cooled down on Bind somewhat. It's been 2 months. No, they have not. They absolutely haven't. They've pushed down mid. These guys, never mind cooling down. They're speeding in lightning fast, red hot, and, well, you're going to have the first duel onto Zistow, or maybe Brave. These players have no idea what's going on as they're pushed out from their own spawn. SMB have just been caught off guard practically this whole map long, and it's going to end here with Glove 1 versus 4. Trapped out on long, miles away from the spike, and Ascend, they're not even playing Valorant anymore. They're just running it down. They're deathmatching. 13-4, we close it out 2-0.